because as soon as this room is renovated, I'm also upgrading my setting over here. So I can't wait to share it with you guys because it's gonna look fucking lit. Zet ik een beetje in op middel. What's up guys, it's your boy Undercover and this is my new home studio. So yeah, with the situation the whole world is in right now, I thought it was important to upgrade my home studio slash workspace just so I can work more comfortably at home and do the things I need to do without leaving the house. Yeah, so I just wanted a clean, simple and good looking setup, not only for making music but also to manage my mail, do some Photoshop stuff, video editing, etc, etc. Yeah, so I've put a lot of work in this setup and I'm very happy with the outcome and it's exactly what I had in mind. Yeah, so I already posted some pictures on my Instagram of my home studio and you guys asked me a lot of questions, so I thought why not make a video where I'll be answering all your questions and also do a showcase of all the gear and all the stuff I bought for my new setup. Okay, so before we get started, I want you to take your hand and smack the hell out of that like button if you like this new setup. So yeah, let's get started.
Undercover on the beat, so twerk it, bitch.
Okay, so we're starting off with the Headhpone worktop from IKEA that I'm using as my desktop. It's actually a laminate kitchen worktop with a concrete effect that's commonly used as a desktop, especially in the gaming and streaming community. Yeah, the same goes for these Alex drawers from IKEA. I actually wanted these in black, but IKEA doesn't sell that color anymore in the Netherlands, so I went for white. On top of the drawers we got the stainless steel furniture legs from Amazon. I've screwed 4 of these on top of each drawer to get my desk to the desired height, but also so that there's a bit of space between the desk and the drawers to put stuff like my sound card. My screen monitor is the LG 21-inch widescreen monitor. It's actually connected to the worktop with this elegant monitor arm I bought. Okay, so next we have one of the items that received most of the questions, the clock. This is actually just a simple digital LED clock I bought from Wish. You can find these easily on the internet and very cheap on Chinese websites like Wish or AliExpress. They also have bigger sizes to put on your wall, but I prefer this smaller one for my desk. Okay, so next up are the lights, and I also received a lot of questions about these LED sticks. They're called the LT100 light towers from Corsair, and they're a bit on the expensive side, but if you're an LED nerd like me or you just want to pimp your setup, then I definitely recommend them. You can easily switch between modes with this single button, but it also works with a program called IQ to manage them via USB, where you can have even more control. Okay, so the only downside is that the light towers aren't supported on the macOS app yet. But if you use a virtual machine to run Windows on your Mac like I do, then IQ will run smoothly. As for the LED lights on my desk and behind my monitor, I've used the Wi-Fi LED strip from Gadget. You can easily change the colors with an app on your mobile phone, and I prefer this because I used to lose the remote a lot with my previous LED strip. You still get a remote with this LED strip, but the app is so much better to use. It's hard to see the lights in this picture because of how I took them, but in real life they're much brighter. Okay, so next up is sound, where we start off with my Adam T7V Active Studio monitors. I've always been using the KRK Rocket Studio monitors before with the knowledge that its sound isn't perfectly neutral, but that doesn't matter since I'm a headphone producer and I always mix and master with headphones while using my monitors purely as a reference. But that changed with these Adam monitors. I already knew them from other studios and I really like the neutral and crisp sound it produces. I'm still a headphones producer, but I can safely switch more to these monitors and I feel like these are a much better reference than my previous KRK monitors. First I wanted to put these monitors on a wall mount, but I decided to go for these desktop monitor stands by Inox. They stand very solid on a desk, have a clean look, and they're made of a quality material. It's also possible to adjust the height, but also the angle to make sure the monitors are facing you correctly. These monitors are connected to a passive monitor controller, which are then connected to my sound card. This is the popular Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 USB sound card, which is resting on the drawer under the desk for easy access and a clean look. I've been using this sound card for years and I can safely say that the sound is pretty decent and the price is also very cheap for those who just started producing or don't have a large budget to spend. My monitor controller is the Mackie Big Knob. Okay, so this thing sits elegantly on my desk and it's very easy to use. Apart from the dB boost it gives, I mainly use it to mute or unmute the speakers quickly while producing or recording and to easily switch to an aux source. Then we're taking a look at my headphones, the Biodynamic DT770 Pro 8 Ohm edition. These are kinda the same story as my Adams. Before this, I used to produce everything on my Sennheiser HD25 headphones, which I still highly recommend. But I've always wanted to test these biodynamic headphones, and I can say I'm much happier with these and the result I can hear in my mix after using them. There's also the JBL E45BT wireless headphones I use when I'm traveling or when I'm in the gym and stuff. These headphones are resting on my Konica Meyer headphone stand. I actually bought a new one that I can place under my desk for a cleaner look because I thought that this headphone stand was just too big. Okay, so next we're taking a look at my peripherals. For my keyboard, I'm using the Apple Magic Keyboard because I work on a MacBook and I'm used to its keyboard and the OS. It's a wireless Bluetooth keyboard that has a very long-lasting battery which you can easily charge with an iPhone charger, which I happen to have under the desk. My mouse is the Corsair Harpoon RGB wireless mouse. This is actually a popular gaming mouse and I chose for a gaming mouse because I think these are much more reliable than your standard Bluetooth mouse. I had some trouble in the past with a standard Bluetooth mouse because it didn't really connect properly. I wanted my mouse and keyboard to be wireless just for the clean look, but you can also connect the mouse via USB, which will also charge its battery. The RGB lights in the mouse are controllable via the same iQ program which I use to control the light towers. Okay, so this mouse and keyboard are resting on a Be-Active RGB Gaming Mousepad XXL. You can easily see that I took a lot of inspiration of gaming desk setups. The mousepad is waterproof and slip resistant and is of high quality. The RGB lights are easily changeable by pressing this button to change between colors and modes. Next we have the Orico USB hub I use to plug all my USB devices in, such as my Soundcard, which all connects to my laptop. Speaking of my laptop, it's a MacBook Pro Retina 15-inch early 2014 version. I chose to get this version because it was one of, if not the last MacBook Pro where parts were not directly attached to the motherboard. I'm probably getting a new MacBook 2020 version soon, but this MacBook is still pretty reliable to use. And then the number one item that received most of the questions. This is the MacBook Vertical Dock by HenchDocks. HenchDock is a company that's actually now owned by a company called Bridge, and as far as I know they don't sell the versions of the older MacBooks anymore, since there's a difference in sizes and inputs between the MacBooks. Yeah, so I bought this one from a random person on Amazon since it wasn't available anymore. When I slide my MacBook in the dock, it immediately connects with my USB hub, speakers, mouse, MacBook charger, screen, everything. All you have to do is connect everything to the dock via some cables that are attached to it, so when you slide your MacBook in it, everything is immediately connected. It also doesn't need a lot of space since it's a vertical dock, and it also gives a clean look to your setup. Okay, so lastly, can we also get a moment to appreciate the cable management work I've put in? You don't even want to know how much cables are connected in the setup. Here's a look from under the desk how I've managed the cables. As an extra, I've connected all these cables to a single Wi-Fi smart plug from TP-Link. This lets me turn every single thing on with one press on my phone. Here you can see me flexing that shit. And with that being said, this was my new 2020 desk setup. Yeah, so that will wrap it up for today, and if you like this new kind of showcase video, drop a like, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. And if you're interested in all the gear, I got a list of all the gear in the description with all the websites and stuff, so check it out. And with that being said, you can expect a lot of undercover fire coming from this new home studio, and I will also be filming my Q&A and tutorials from this new setup, so you can definitely expect more quality content. Peace. So yeah, before we get started, I want you to take your hand and smack the hell out of that like button. Like button. What the fuck is a like button? So yeah, before we get started, I want you to take your hand and smack the hell out of like button. Like button. Waarom zeg ik like button? What the fuck? Tering. So yeah, before you get
one eternity later.
So yeah, before we get started, I want you to take your hand and smack the hell out of that like button if you like like button. Als ik nog één keer like button zeg, dan smack ik jou, motherfucker. Oké, jeetje, wat een fucking geouwe zeg.